Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and today I'm doing the Christmas music tag for booktube, but also I'm adding in tarot because that's kind of how I roll. This tag was created by Daniela at Uncommon Reader and Reney and Raina, I believe, at Beyond Books. I'll link them down below if you want to watch their video. But basically there are, I don't know, about 8 prompts corresponding to different Christmas carols, because it's that time of year. So the first one is Joy to the World, a book that brings you so much joy you wish the whole world would read it. Now I do realize this isn't a book for everybody, but Jane Eyre brings me so much joy. I love this book. It's an all-time favorite. And this is actually the French edition that I'll probably read next year sometime for, let's say, Gothlit November. That could be fun. And this cover is like, I love that picture. And the tarot deck that brings me so much joy, whoops, is the Gentle Tarot. And I have 2 versions of it, but this is the tarot in the tin, which is the first one I got, and is, whoops, I'm losing cards now, is my all-time favorite. I mean, look at that. It's so beautiful. I love her artwork so much. Mari is incredible, and I'm looking forward to her new Oracle deck that I've just backed on Kickstarter, My Friend Fire. But I mean, I love her style, and I love her approach to tarot, the sort of decolonizing back to the earth. Grandmother Bear taking a break on a log. It just makes me happy every time. So that is Joy to the World. Let It Snow, oh come on now, I can't get this back on, is a book that takes place in a snowy, cold environment. So lots of Louise Penny's mysteries take place in Quebec. And in Canada, half the year is winter. So at least half the books will be set in winter. And it's southern Quebec in the woods, in a little town. Well, I don't think you can even call it a town. Village? Hamlet? I don't know. It's little. So they're very much my, like, when I want to feel like I'm in a cabin in the woods, curled up by fire with a cup of hot chocolate, these are the books for that. They're so comforting. And then the tarot deck for a snowy, cold environment is less comforting. It's more bleak, but it's the, whoops, that's the title card. Le Tarot des Paysages intérieurs. There we go. The Tarot of Interior Landscapes, which I love, but it is more bleak, which is also very fair in prairie winters. It's very white and gray, and not necessarily very cheerful. There's more green on most of these there. That's a better prairie landscape. There's more green on most of these than there are actually on the prairies during the winter. Like, this is cheerful compared to how white and gray it actually gets. So yeah, not so cheerful, but very cold and snowy. And then You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, a book with a mean character or one that you just didn't like. So I just read God of the Woods by Liz Moore, which I'll talk more about maybe in my December book wrap up. But some of the characters are just, they're unlikable in a obnoxious rich people eat the rich sort of way. They're just, I don't know why these people think they're the center of the known universe, but they're not, and I don't like it. So that was annoying. The deck I picked for this, and I don't mean to be mean, but it just wasn't a deck for me, was the Nightweight Tarot, which I've gotten rid of. I took it to a used bookstore near me that takes tarot decks, and it just, the figures on it didn't suit me. I couldn't connect with them. I didn't like them. It just didn't work for me. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, a book releasing soon that you can't wait to read. So one of the books I'm looking forward to, there are several, is The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. Apparently it's a vampire story with a, I assume Blackfeet, because he's Blackfeet, vampire who is hunting people who are hunting the buffalo to extinction. So I can get behind that. It will probably be more like bloody and gory and than I usually like, but the premise is so fun. And then I really want to try reading with the Hanasa House Tarot. I've seen it a lot on TarotTube, and it looks really beautiful, but I've been waiting for her to reprint it because I'm not buying one of the like $500 secondhand. No. 12 Days of Christmas, a book of short stories. So this is one of my favorite ones I read this year. This is Human Sacrifices by Maria Fernanda Ampuero. She is Ecuadorian. So this was for my Read Around the World challenge. It says, one of the blurbs is, bold and powerful, this collection of short stories plows right through the wound of having a body, of being a woman, of remaining against all odds alive. And it is, yeah, it's tropical gothic. She considers the decay and oppression beneath the surface of our humid and hostile world, where those on the margins must pay the price for the comfort and safety of the elite. And it is, there are no misses in this short story collection for me. I really want to read her other book, which I think was published before this, called Cockfight, I think it's called. I should get my hands on that at some point, despite the fact I'm trying to buy fewer books this year. Filming a book haul for December right after this, so it's going well. Then, oh yeah, for tarot decks, I picked for this one the Literary Tarot because, I mean, at 78 different cards, of course, the guidebook has completely fallen apart. It was very badly made. Whoops. Not that it's a terribly useful guidebook anyway, but oh goodness, and the box is falling apart. This is good. Okay, good. It's going well, is what I'm saying. Yeah, the box is. I have to do something about that at some point. Anyway, it's fantastic. A lot of these are short stories. I mean, yeah, you could say Metamorphosis is a short story. It's not a long story. It's a short one. Monkey's Paw is a short story. So there are some actual short stories in here. There's like, okay, the magic. Is this Tom Jones or the Magic Mountain? This is the Magic Mountain. That's not a short story. Tom Jones is very much not a short story. Les Mis is very much not a short story. But there are some short ones in here, which I enjoy. Whoops. Now let's see if I can get them all back in this. I like the idea of the deck more than I like the execution, although I do like the artwork. It's just, I need to maybe get just a bag for it or something, because the packaging has issues. I mean, it was a fundraiser, so oh well, but mildly annoying. The Little Drummer Boy, a book that brings back childhood memories. So I picked Anne of Green Gables for this. I could have picked Little House on the Prairie, but then I'd have to talk about some of the racism that I didn't notice when I was a kid. So Anne of Green Gables. I also read Emily of New Moon this year, which is adorable. And I don't know why I didn't read that when I was a kid, but I would have loved it. But I love Anne of Green Gables. I could be Anne, I could be Emily, probably more than Anne. But yeah, I love it. And then the deck I picked for this, I haven't actually used this deck yet, but it's a deck that I would have adored as a kid, Unicorn's Journey Tarot, because it's cute and little. I didn't really go in for pink all that much, although purple, yes. When I was a kid, but cute little things, definitely. That's the certificate of authenticity. Have I even shuffled this? No, I have not. But look at it. It's unicorns and they're so cute. And tiny. I've got a penchant for miniature things. They make me happy. And it's so cute and little. Yeah, and I just use the Hierophant. I would have loved this when I was a kid. I mean, I grew up in a fundamentalist town, so it wouldn't have been allowed when I was a kid. But if it had been allowed, I'd have loved it. Deck the Halls, a book that has a party scene or takes place during a holiday. So, a book. either. I'm doing both. I couldn't find a book that has like a parties. Actually, I could have picked Mrs. Dalloway. Why didn't I pick that? I didn't think of it until just a second. I picked Winter Solstice, an essay by Nina McLaughlin. This is, I'll talk more about this in my December reading wrap-up as well. But it's called an essay, but it's basically a prose poem to the winter solstice, which is just beautiful. The writing is gorgeous. I love it. It's like a free association prose poem. And yeah, it's so much fun. And then for tarot decks, I've got the Yuletide Tarot, which I must have put the wrong deck back in here. No, I put the book in here. Never mind me, this is the heaviest book ever. I'm slightly losing my mind, that's all. But look, it's like old-fashioned Christmassy. It's so cute. You've got to balance out the harshness of winter in Canada with some cute, I think. Cute and lights and festivities. And okay, so that's not too cheerful. But I mean, that does happen at Christmas too. What is this? The Mari Lwyd. I don't know what that is. Is that Welsh? I don't know. I'd have to look it up in the guidebook. But it's just an older sort of style. And which part of this? The list. It's cute, and I like it. So that is the Yuletide Tarot. And then the last one is Frosty the Snowman, a book with a character who is cold or calculating. So I picked for the book The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. This is actually the French version of Les Hommes qui n'aiment pas les femmes, Men Who Don't Like Women, which is maybe a more all-encompassing, accurate sort of title. Because the men in this book are really, except for the one reporter, they're kind of horrible to women, just throughout. And the main character, Elizabeth Salander, is one of my all-time favorite characters. I love her so much. I do think she's kind of autistic, which I am as well. So I relate to her in very few ways, but in that way in particular, there's something she does that I'm just like, yeah, okay, I get that. Jeez, right, so I just started coming in at a weird angle. And I think, like a lot of autistic people assume she's cold because she doesn't present in the way that you're supposed to if you want to be considered a friendly person, because she doesn't much care about appearances. I mean, she does, but in a not meeting societal expectations sort of way. And she can be very calculating when she wants to be, or when she needs to be. And sometimes she needs to be to just survive her life. And I don't think she's actually as cold as people think she is, but she can come across that way. So I went with that one. And then for the tarot deck, I picked the Gothic Tarot, because it's all black and dark blue and shadowy, and it's not a warm deck. It's not a, I don't think it's largely a malicious deck, but it's not a warm one. It's not cozy and cute and anything like that. It's very cool and wintry and beautiful. I love it. It's becoming, I don't know, maybe a favorite? I mean, I like all the decks I have because obviously, or I wouldn't have them. But I just got this during Gothlet November this year, and it's super fun, but very appropriate to winter. So yeah, that is the Christmas music tag. If you want to do it, I'll link the creators and the prompts and things down below, because it's fun and I recommend it. And I hope everybody has a good, or at least manageable holiday season. That's all for now. I'll see you next time.